Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with a special co-host, and very cool to have him return to the stream. Mark Strassman. Hey Mark, how are you going?
Oh boy, it is great to be here. Looking forward to playing this list, and I gotta say, thank you for letting me have creative control here, because you could tell this has my my DNA all over it. Not being weird. That sounded weird, but
No, you're welcome. I think that's like a big characteristic of Maverick is that I guess from like the core of the deck, not any list should look the same, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's really cool to see some cards here that I've definitely tinkered around with. But to see some things like Fury and Urza Saga and Haywire Might, which I think is a pretty big printing as a Saga target, looks pretty fun to take into a league.
yeah. And welcome everybody from chat. Seeing some familiar faces, which is great. Oh shoot, Max. Okay, that's a big follow. But anyway, yeah, so definitely excited about this list. I've gotten some, Strifo. Definitely got some inspiration from Strifo. Strifo cut Punishing Fire completely, I think, and is now running like 4 Fury. And like, I don't know if I have like, the guts to do that. But yeah. Also, I think the Saga list, I think I've seen you be brave and try them, and I don't think you had quite the same results that I have. I think just the play style and maybe the pairings, and maybe I'm delusional. Who knows?
No, I think one thing that maybe I didn't give it enough time. I think maybe I took it for a few leagues and was like, yeah, maybe not. But you've obviously championed it to a list that's done really well. And if you check out the Maverick Discord, you can definitely see a few 5.0 lists in the deck list section, which is awesome to see, because I think it can be very easy to try something, not give it enough time, and just kind of put it aside. So to see Saga work in a deck like this is, I think, really exciting, because it can kind of give players who might be struggling a bit with Maverick right now, like, oh, I'm going to try a Saga build now, instead of just kind of the classic like switch from red or black or just green white.
Exactly, and I think it's all about pairings. So I'm gonna give a shout out someone who I don't think is here, but C Tuck Clips for Life in chat. And when I picked up Maverick, Maverick was a grindy deck that really, I think the rule was like attacking with Knight and getting aggressive with Mom meant like you're playing it wrong. And I think he's a blue player who plays like a lot of like Jace decks, and he's like, Maverick is most certainly not a grindy deck. And I think we're both right. I just think it's like how you build it, what your play style is, what you get paired against.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It's always cool to see people come over from like different archetypes and play Maverick and see how it performs. Like who was it? There's been a few players who have kind of won a challenge or top 4 to challenge with Maverick who haven't really played the deck again. And it would be really interesting to go back through, say, their challenge games and see like how they play the deck.
Yeah, for sure. Like Achilles, I used to watch him a lot, and he was always so aggressive. And so, you could tell the deck was like very tempo with the Thalias and the Once Upon a Time, his play style. And even folks like Bookish Matt, who plays like a flash style of the deck with haters, and there's so many different takes on it. And I definitely feel like you're one of the people who's willing to. I'd say you're much more open to trying things, and that's one of the many reasons why I like playing with you.
Too kind. Yeah, I mean, there's some times where it's like I think I play a little bit conservative. Like, I think a big question that comes up is like, do you play around days in Legacy? And I think for Maverick, that's a big one as well because there's just like little things, and even with like Bolt and Knight not being like a 4/4, like do you play it out? There's just like so many things where there's a player who's like, no, I'm going to make them have it, and there's a player who's like, no, I'm not going to allow them to have it. And I think that both ways can work, but I do feel sometimes when I am a bit too patient, it would have done a lot better if I just jammed and made my opponent have the cards that I was worried about, and kind of play the board in that way instead of just being worried about everything.
Yeah, I've learned that about combo and elves, and I typically the way things used to be back when Storm deck wasn't a gosh darn turn zero deck too often. It was more of the Thoughtseize, Past in Flames deck, and I refuse to call them Tess and Ant. That doesn't help anybody. It's Past in Flame, or sorry, it's Rite of Flames, Chromox versus Thoughtseize, Cabal Ritual. Any other name doesn't help anybody. That's just those. That's the only difference. But those fast decks, those Lotus Petal decks, it always used to be like get out your card that's gonna like help you sooner, like your Sylvan Library, and because if like or Greed Sun for like your Knight, because they're gonna find removal to your Thalia, or they're gonna find removal to your Gaddock Teeg. So if that's all you have, it's not gonna be enough. Where now I kind of feel like against those decks, it's like you don't even have time. You're lucky if you got to play your turn one Deafening Silence. Screw your Mana Dork. Turn one Deafening Silence, or turn two Green Sun for Teeg, or oof, whatever,
Yeah, I find it's become a lot more of a kind of get something in play and buy one more turn instead of buying multiple turns and have your opponent stumble a little bit. Legacy's just gotten a bit faster, and I think it's really important to make sure that you're really thinking about, like, if you're up against something like Tessel or Ant or Cabal first, right? Yeah, getting your hate pieces in play ASAP over trying to develop your board is probably going to lead to a lot more success.
Yeah, like elves, like it used to be like if you slam like a turn two Teeg, it was usually a mistake in a way, because then like you kind of want your Mana Dorks and stuff. They weren't going to natural order you turn two, turn three. So I think with elves that still might be true, but every other deck, it's like you just gotta. They're just so fast nowadays.
Yeah. Speaking of not being fast and kind of setting up, Fable is a card that has obviously seen a lot of play in Moonstompy, but it hasn't seen too much play in Maverick. What do you like about Fable in Maverick?
That's a good question. So this is a bit of a untested territory. I've done a few lists with Fable. I want to give a shout out to Bobovic. Not sure if you know them, but I saw them playing a non-saga list with Fable and Endurance and like a lot of other cards. So I've always had it in the back of my mind. Also, Lomer Boy, who I think really kind of championed that card and not just like the mono red decks.
Yeah, very true.
I think what I like about it is if you were to talk to really good players like Lunil or Jason, I guess same person. He said Fury is probably the card that he fears the most. So you could try Solitude, but look at this deck. There's typically like 8 white cards and like 5 red cards. So like if you swap it around, you may as well just run Fury instead.
Yeah, that's very true. One thing about Fable that I really like is that because you're not a cantrip deck, you don't have the luxury of kind of sculpting your hand into one that attacks each matchup, each game. So the example that I always use is if you're running like a main deck, Collect Oof, and you come up against elves, Fable allows you to discard the Collect Oof and then hopefully turn it into something like a Source to Plashes, or maybe another Green Suns for something like Gaddock Teeg. So it allows you to like make sure that what you have in hand, you're not kind of stuck with, which I think is a kind of a big downside of a deck like Maverick, is that you just have to you have to play out the games with the hands you keep, a little bit like poker. So like, if you kept a 2-sword hand against a player who you think is on Delver, and they go like, turn one Chrome Mox or something and ponder, then you're obviously up against Storm and those swords mean nothing. But at least Fable is kind of a way to maybe get rid of those swords and turn them into resources that are actually going to have an effect on the game.
Yeah, let alone, if you're land flooded, or the best situation is often discard a pun when you have a grove, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
In addition, copying Haywire Might is really nice, man.
Yes. Very true. This card is a pretty big printing as an Urza Saga target, because now you have a pretty good way to deal. Obviously, I think the big card is Kaldra, but just having any way to exile an artifact or enchantment off Saga is pretty awesome.
I think it's also like a lot of people, such as like Harry, as an example, Harry1232 likes KOA or Knight of Autumn over Outland Liberator. And I think the ability to spend 2 mana for a disenchant, or 1 mana 1 turn, 1 mana on another turn, does make it better than Pride Mage in a lot of ways, just as a natural draw. Like if 2 mana to disenchant, or 1, I guess, and gain 2 life, most of the times is going to be better. Things do come up though, like Phyrexia Dreadnought or something that you can't deal with. Not often, but it does come up.
One thing I just noticed is that this is an insect. So if you run this in a version with Grist and you flip it, you get a second token.
My man. Yeah.
There we go.
I thought about cool. Like when Moloch comes out, I'm thinking we ditch the Grove of the Burn Willows for a league, run Moloch, sneak a Grist in this bad boy, and then there you go.
Nice.
Thalarian Midwest. Yeah, thinking the same thing. Card's
that
really good.
Is definitely a card that I think would be in this list if it was on MTGO. And I think one thing I'm struggling with at the moment is, do you see it as a card that kind of replaces Punishing Fire, or do you see it as a card that's quite good alongside Punishing Fire?
I'm the Punishing Fire guy. I'm always gonna Punishing Fire, right or wrong. So I'm the wrong one to ask. I do think Gaia's Cradle does make that card much better. I also really hate the mono white deck, and if the mono white deck is going to be much more of a staple, I definitely think Moloch could be really good with something like Cradle, or maybe with like a Newton list to like wrap out mana and get like a monster creature out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also a really nice mana sink for like the mid to late game if you do have like a heavy mana dork start.
Yeah, I played it against an Uro deck and just played a 5/5. Just, I could have had a pun in hand and that would have been cool. But, a 5/5 creature was like pretty big.
Yeah.
So,
are there any other cards, maybe even checking into this, are there any other cards from 40k that you see maybe having a play in Maverick specifically?
Trying to think of what was in that. Hard to say off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think Moloch was the standout. It was the card that we were like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because the big situation that always comes up for me is turn 1 Noble Hierarch and then turn 2 Green Suns for 2 is like a pretty consistent play for Maverick. And if your opponent starts on Mother of Runes, you don't have a great way, if any way right now, to deal with it through a Green Suns for 2. But Morlock does that, which is pretty great.
Yeah, the 2-drops are horrible. Like I'm still running Ooze, but I didn't want you to run Ooze because I was trying to fit a lot of red cards here. But yeah, like our 2-drop slot is so anemic at this point.
Hey, I was looking at like Voice Resurgent. I was looking at like Tarmogoyf again. Like there was a lot of considerations for different 2-drops because you do just want some sort of like beater in that position where it's not just a bunch of utility creatures that in a lot of matchups are just 2/2 vanilla creatures.
Exactly. Like, I'm not. I don't think Gaddock Teeg has aged particularly well either. Like, I think somebody in my chat was joking around about how if it was printed now, it would have had like lifelink, first strike, and
It
flash
would
or
have been
something.
one-sided. It would have been one-sided. It wouldn't have turned up
Yeah,
our
at
own green
least.
suns, etc.
Exactly. A card from like 2004. Nah, well, 2007 maybe or something. I forget. Long time ago. So, um, I'm not running it. I'm running 3 Boo, and I'm running the Force of Vigors, and occasionally like a sneak attack deck, you'll miss it, and I guess Storm, but Storm, I accept the loss to Lotus Petal in most cases. I'm the only Lotus Petal decks I'm trying to beat right now are Reanimate, Oops, and Mono White at this point.
Yeah,
If you
it's
have
really weird to put mono white in that category, but it is a Lotus Petal deck.
it absolutely is. That helped my ego take the L at this point. It really is. I think like for those, I remember when people when like Blue Red Delver, like DHA, Dreadhorde Arcanist and stuff were out, and you would talk to people who used to play a lot of Legacy, and they'd be like, "Oh well, if Delver's good, Maverick should be good." And you eventually realize like how some of the landscape has changed, and I think if you're playing Magic a lot right now, I think you'll find Mono White to be not as interactive and fun to play against as you might hope. It really does feel like they lose, not you win, most of the time when you do win.
Yeah, I think if you look at like kind of how Delver's changed as well, away from like Rug, where it's very vanilla creatures like Delver, Nimble Mongoose, Tarmogoyf, towards things like DRC, Murktide, like Dreadhorde at some point. There's a lot of cards that just get value straight away and allow them to dig for either protection or additional removal to stop you from kind of working out your strategy. So yeah, it's a tough time for Maverick, especially when Delver's kind of on top right now, up there with Mono White.
Yeah, and one more thing on this, I'm sure you're itching to get started, but how do I put it? When Lotus Petal decks are good, Thalia is often your main deck answer to those decks, and then maybe you have like a lot of sideboard cards. The mono white deck uh, doesn't really have, in my opinion, lights out sideboard cards like say Leyline of the Void does, or Mind Break Trap. There really doesn't feel like there's like a I win button in my take, at least. Maybe that weird 1/1, but is that really going to do it?
Yeah, no, that's 100% because like I feel like Torpor Orb is just a bit too slow, and then they still have you spend your turn playing a Torpor Orb, and they still have these big creatures. Things like Virtue's Ruin I've played, but I feel like you're dealing with creatures that have already given them card advantage, so you're kind of behind in that way, and they're quite good at replaying the board as well. Like Ensnaring Bridge could be there, but they obviously have that touch card that does something, and like Lorne. So yeah, it's a very hard deck to fight right now, especially on a fair fair front. Um,
I
uh,
agree.
I
Maybe
think
you just play Gristlebrand
yeah, I think Minsk and Boo is pretty good. That's a pretty strong card, especially having a haste creature to regain the initiative is pretty strong.
with Exalted.
Yeah, that's
Pro-
one thing I wanted to touch on as well is just how Minsk is really powerful in a version with your exalted creatures because you can even do things where you get your Minsk down, you get your token, you attack with exalted straight away for like maybe 3, and then you can straight away throw it as well to draw some cards instead of having to kind of take a turn to put tokens on it and the next turn sacrifice it.
Yeah, and the way Knight of the Reliquary with Wasteland and Boo interact is pretty nice too.
Yeah, I
So
really hope we get to throw some knights tonight.
yeah. Well, I'm excited. I don't think this is polished. I do feel like eventually Moloch is going to make its way in here, and maybe Fury is just like too cute. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think the last thing to touch on is that although the red count is quite low for the like alternate evoke cost, I think because we have so many ways to ramp, that actually casting this in like the mid game isn't that far off.
No, and you know that there's definitely some Delver's going to be a weird as shit sideboard, man. Like I'm looking at it now, and we have like look at all the cards we want to bring in, and like what we want to take out. So like I'm almost hoping to dodge that today, so I don't have to think about it.
Nice.
But we'll see. This was a lot of fun to brew. I appreciate you giving this a run.
No, you're welcome. All right, we're playing league points with this deck. This.
Whenever I'm playing tickets, it's usually rough. Things weren't going my way for a little bit.
And then this. Hey,
It's also starting to recognize some of the names too, which is cool. Like
yeah, it always helps.
I think yeah.
Like I know Max has been playing on Trees Down, which is very cool. So I believe Max would be on 8 plus 6, which is what, 14 trophies, which is pretty nice.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Thankfully, I actually have Max on the stream later on, playing some Bant Initiative, which should be pretty cool.
All right. Bant Initiative.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet list. Plays like a 4 Noble, 4 Stoneforge, I believe, Ice Fang, 4 True Name, and 4 White Plume.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of good cards. I think a player got to the top 4 of a recent challenge with the list, which is very cool to see. If not Max himself.
Well, I'm waiting for the meta to get stale, and then we could start really building Maverick to like win. But I played Bolt. I'm thinking that would be great, and then I just got paired against like stupid reanimate deck and oops all spells, and so it's like the meta hasn't gotten stale enough yet, in my opinion, to like totally build towards everyone being on initiative or the one combo deck, and makes my our job a little harder here playing fair.
Yeah. One person I will definitely shout out in chat is DN Solver, who on the weekend took Naya Depths to first place in the Saturday Legacy Challenge, and then backed it up and won the Sunday Legacy Challenge with the same deck.
Holy smokes. Yeah, I saw that. I that's the reason I'm running 3 boot. Nice. I've seen that list, and I had 2 in the main, 1 on the board, and before the mono white deck got printed, I remember Mapson was saying he didn't like running 3, but it's a different world now.
Exactly. All right. Thoughts?
So, I think it sucks keep. That's just me though. Do we know what this person is playing?
No.
New HJ. All right. I'm just gonna look them up real quick.
Cool. A lot of modern. Looks like they're
oops all spells.
Reanimated Delver.
Spells, reanimate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like they're an unfair player.
Temur Delver was in 2020. All these were 2020. No idea, man. You.
I think there's probably
trust your gut on this.
Yeah, I think there's a better start with like a Green Suns or like Noble Hierarch kind of start.
Let's go for it then. Sleep, go to game 2. That's pretty funny.
This isn't too bad. Probably bottoming just a land here.
I think so. I hate it, but I guess we keep it. your call here. I wouldn't get a basic personally.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna definitely get a. Probably just gonna definitely get Savannah here,
Yeah.
and then it's a case of do we want to ramp to turn on 3 drops?
I think so. We're gonna have to draw well, or they're gonna have to do nothing. Like this is one of those hands that's good against not much. I guess like if they play like a it's been real Holmes.
It's been real, Holmes. Too good.
Do we draw plow, or do they just have lotus petal or something silly? Nah.
Yeah.
All right, Dedge.
I'm going to assume that the list is pretty normal.
I look at the list, but I never am able to comprehend anything, and I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, I think like it's we will just continue.
I hate it.
But I should have shown it beforehand. But
yeah,
this is always a tough one.
Well, okay. Imagine if we would have not ran Boo and we had the endurance as main. Like it's just that's what we're dealing with. Definitely those. Yeah, Autumn as well. I like Oof, of course, and Autumn. And Neil. It's not good, but it's something. And then I think we just take out Fables, Fires, and Furies. Hey, Harry! Holy smokes! Good to see you, buddy.
Nice. Forces, of course, are quite good against Leyline of Sanctity as well, which some MCs play as ways to turn off Pajuka Bog and Endurance, which are kind of our 2 ways to get there.
Let's take out Shadow Spear.
Yeah, nice. And that is 60.
Before you do that, one thing to consider.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, we'll be all right.
Please go through your thoughts.
Sometimes, we got them all, unfortunately. Stupid deck.
Okay. No green
now. Yeah, man.
But
doesn't matter.
Have... Yeah.
I'd go turn 1 Saga.
Okay. And try to get towards probably either Hey My Might or the Soul Guide.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, maybe we'll regret not playing Plow, but I don't think we will.
I think the Knight is just the drop here. Or it could be the Green Suns. I'd probably I'd probably rather have the extra copy of Green Suns in the deck than the extra copy of Knight.
Is Sorcery Speed Bog ever going to do anything?
That's a good point.
I'm trying to think.
Probably not, because even if we kind of have endurance for that, if they do try to go off, so it could just be the Bog.
Boggers.
Boggers.
Good to see you, Lotus. Yeah, I don't know. We have a 2-card hand, so we're good.
Yeah, that's actually a good pickup as well, because straight away I was just like, oh yeah, graveyard deck, Pajuka Bog, sweet. But at the same time, it's like, well, at sorcery speed, what is it really doing?
Yeah, if it was Dredge or something, or even Reanimate, probably. Good to see you, Haps. So yeah, I think it's turn 1 Saga. The reason why is you could always do turn 2 Caracas and plow the creature.
Yeah, so nice.
If that's what happens.
Opponent goes to 5.
It doesn't matter.
Well, at least we see no Leyline. It's going to be harder for them to have the combo and also a way to interact with Endurance, which is nice.
All right. Green mana would have been cool.
Green mana would have been dope. All right.
Shit just got real.
So they have 3 mana. Spy. They have 2 cards left.
I mean, this is why I hate this deck, you know. There's just, it is what it is. You either have the thing or they don't have the thing, you know.
How many packs do we see? 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack. Ah. Is there a way to like let one go? I kind of want to like see if we can potentially get the packed out through like on the swords instead of the endurance.
I like how creative you are. Let's see what happens here.
Like I think this is a case of make our opponent make a mistake. Okay. And there's the pact. And there's the Oracle, and there's the Dread Return.
Nice.
Top.
Hate it.
Look, fast game's a good game.
Controversial yet brave statement. The format would be more fun and interactive if they banned Lotus Petal.
Do you think it would kill some decks?
Maybe, but like force somebody to. So here's what the thing. Pre-pandemic, pre-MTGO being like big, I think people weren't going to the Legacy local events with combo decks as often, because if your game is done in like 5 minutes and you just have to sit there being bored for like a half hour, that kind of stinks. But if you're on MTGO, you could just rapid fire play games. So I think it makes sense why Lotus Petal decks would be much more prevalent online.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. I kept this hand because it's just got a really nice curve. Also has removal now, which is great. And here I'm just going to get a Savannah for the Noble Hierarch.
You could. I might even lead with the Grove just to protect the white source, but maybe that's not necessary. Your call here. You know.
My thought is that they're either lands or... I'm not too sure what a Beseju deck that doesn't have a turn 1 play is. Like, I don't think it's Elves, because they don't have a turn 1 play. I don't think it's Depths, unless they're trying to like hold up crop rotation. That's my only thought. Is that like a lands or Depths deck?
Haps is saying it's 12 post.
12 post, yeah.
So I think we lead with Noble here and waste the Cloud Post lands because they probably have Bog.
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't waste here. If 12 posts is so good, then when's 13 posts coming out? Am I right?
I did see a little bit of talk about the Tron lands when that new land was printed. I think it is in 40k, and it counts the lands that Tron lands.
We should have led with Grove. I should have been more insistent. I didn't have the vocabulary at the time, but if they Green Sun for Reclaimer or play Reclaimer, you would have been much happier. But
yeah, very true.
Here.
That's very true. I think just Knight on the field is better here to play around something like a crop rotation.
I like it.
Probably playing out a wasteland.
I think so, especially if they see Knight, they know the jig.
Yeah, that's very true.
They as your buddy from chat, the jig is up.
Shout out to Jack.
Yeah. I guess also you don't see it too often, but you know it could be a depths off the expedition map, so probably
Yeah,
not. But
that's very true. It could be like a slow green black depths deck.
Yeah. And this goes without saying, definitely waste on their turn.
Yes. Well, there it
Unless they're
is.
tapped out. Yeah.
Ballista. Okay. Huh.
Do you think if you ask them politely to tap their Boseiju, they will?
Mashing fire. To be fair, like, Minsk isn't too bad here either. Like, what's the worst they can do next turn?
So at most they have 5 mana next turn off a Soul Land.
Correct. If they play one. I think I'm pretty happy just playing, like, second Wasteland here and then trading the Savannah away for a Fetch into Taiga to get the Minsk in play.
Only thing is you won't have any white land if you do that. So
Yes.
maybe you play the Grove and
Oh, of course.
tap that for red.
Yep, nice. Yeah, perfect.
And then Savannah could just be another fetch off Savannah.
Perfect. Because this puts him in a bit of a state where it's like, well, do I use the map for Bajukabog to slow down the Knight, or do I get Caracas for the Minsk?
Yeah.
And like, if they want to lose one of these lands for Caracas, I think we're pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. Like, they have at least one crop rotation in hand.
18. We actually have lethal next turn, which is pretty crazy. If they don't have, like, Bajukabog. Because we could Wasteland ourselves, make this a 9/9, and then even just swinging with that and flinging it is lethal. And that doesn't take into account the Boo either. I mean, the Boo is just... Yeah.
I'm not even thinking lethal, but holy shit. Maybe you're right.
I kind of feel like a Ravager shops right now, where you just sack everything to the Ravager and then get in. And then, like, put it all in the Ballista.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the big reason for Mints this turn is that from any turn on now, I'm probably a little bit more concerned about what they're going to be doing with their mana. But this also plays around like them having crop rotation, which is what we've kind of suspected. I guess
we may just have to go waste heavy anyway, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe with crop rotation on the stack, you do the other waste and then you waste.
Yeah, I love that.
That way they don't have double, if they don't have double green, that is.
Exactly. Like, I think their best turn is probably something like Piercing Needle and Wasteland, and then maybe fetch up like Glacial Chasm, and then try to build out from there. But even losing a land at this stage is pretty huge to the Chasm.
Yeah.
Really interested to see what they get. Caracas.
Mazavith, maybe, but a Caracas. Okay, makes sense.
Oh, they're going to use the... I guess this does... We'll see what this actually names. I assume Wasteland. Okay.
That's interesting. We have some really good draws here, though.
Yeah, so one thing to think about is drawing first, seeing what we get. Okay. And now if we want, we could go for a Saga off the Savannah, which would take us off white, but it would come in with a counter, and then at our combat phase, at our first main phase, it would get a second counter, so it would give us a dude straight away.
Yeah, and then Haywire Might is also...
Yeah, the next turn for the needle.
I think so. I think we slam the Fable here.
Hmm.
Keep up the white mana.
Swords? Yeah.
Just a yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you just have to plus it. It's just
Yeah.
whether or not you're attacking, I suppose. That's the thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need some Apostle's Blessing.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That gives, I believe, that gives protection from colorless or like non-colored sources.
Quite a few ways to do it. I think I like the Saga personally, but your call here. I think we're gonna have the same clock.
Hmm.
Also, Boo will be able to pump haste creatures later.
Ah, with the Fable, that's very true.
Yeah, not that's we're lucky if we get that far into the game, but yeah. I think it's Haywire Might. So I think it's the same clock too. So we're gonna get some white mana with our goblin.
Yeah, that's a great point. So there's no real need for the Savannah anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love it. I feel like they have the crop rotation, so they're. I don't know if we would have been in a better situation had we played this any different. They played as if we Rishadan ported them this whole time, so in a way that's a good tempo setback with the Wastelands anyway.
Hmm.
Another stage, huh?
3 mana. Like natural Rec Sage? Okay. Don't really want to swords this.
I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
You could punt it. I mean, if you do swords it, how about this? What else would you swords? So maybe
Prime
you
time.
should. Are you dead if prime time touches though?
2, 3, 4, 5. I guess they're pretty far off prime time. And that it just allows us to maybe go after them a little bit harder.
Yeah. So let's get that saga here, and then I think we're gonna be okay. This could still go sideways, I'm sure, but
Just see if there's a way. So if we sack Savannah here and get a fetch, Knight becomes a 7/7. If we get a Tager, we then have deal 2, which is 9, and then Minsk is another 7, which is 16, 17, 18, and then
and
fire.
then a pun.
Yeah, but then they gain a life, so it's a -1.
Well, you get a treasure.
Oh, we get a treasure. Okay.
Maybe you're right. I never think about lethal, so I'm gonna trust you in chat here. I just never think about lethal.
I think a fetch land off the top actually does it as well. But I will fetch now because a Tager is not what we want to draw. So this is a yes. That's an oh.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, what if we punishing fire our own Dryad Arbor? Because then they don't gain the life. No, it's still just deal 1 because the Knight.
Yeah. Also, Grove deals 1 damage net. I think you're good, man. I think we attack for 9, right?
Yep.
Well, I guess.
So close.
So we could hit them for 4 here, right? So 9, 10. Well, 9, really. 7, 7. I think we're short.
So close.
7, 9. So 14 plus 6 is 20. Yeah, shit. We're close. Not quite there. Needle is on Wasteland here, friends. So
Sure.
I think you just plus the boo here then.
Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six. Because like here they have to have like natural green source, natural titan. I guess they could also try to go towards glacial chasm.
Hmm.
They have depths. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think here I'm happy to punishing fire them, get it back.
Yes, I like that.
Instant. Nice.
Wondering if we punt again. Maybe not.
Might as well. There might be a line where we need the mana next turn. Okay. So with stage and depth, they need 2 mana left. So they have 2 mana for stage copy. They then have Caracas for Boo, and they might have Crop at this stage for something like Bog. So I think here we just attack with everything but the Knight to hold back Caracas for the Dark Depths.
Yes. Also, they could have Chasm or something. Like, they definitely have crop rotation, right? If they don't have Chasm, Marduk, yeah. Stinking Needle. And in fact, I think it's likely they do have crop rot.
Which at this stage is pretty good. Like they lose both these lands to make the 2020. That's if they block. I guess there's a world where they don't even have to block. No, there is because the Knight. Unless they have Bujuka Bog.
Yeah. Well, shit. I think you have to be coy here again, maybe. Maybe you just leave the plus the boo again.
Yeah. I don't mind playing a bit slow. Especially seeing that Punishing Fire could just finish them off.
Yeah. And it feels worse and worse as it goes later. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just on the right side of the line. Especially seeing that Dark Depths doesn't tap for mana. They're still not quite there for Green Suns for primetime.
Mm-hmm. That's an interesting line. Fetch Caracas and Fling. It's so aggressive. Maybe it is right. Like, that might be the thing we look back on.
Okay. So now Green Suns comes into consideration.
anything we could do about this? Don't
No.
think so. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if we would have got Saga.
They're gonna copy. That's fine.
This is looking scary. I'm worried. I'm worried we missed the line with the copy, but you know, I wasn't sure at the time either. Or with Saga when I keep saying copy.
Oh,
That's what I
natural
mean.
bog. I guess here we return a punishing fire.
Yeah, we could even shoot them, and yeah, let's just return it. Let's just keep it simple here.
Oh, they're just passing?
Okay. Yeah, let's
Pun you. And then pun you.
punt off that treasure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're thinking the same thing. And
And
then
then
I would consider sacking the taiga for a plateau or fetch plateau. Do this first.
yeah, because we have to.
Yeah,
Can you
you get
respond to the
respond
first
here.
one?
Think so.
Nice.
I'd get a fetch.
Yep. Nice. Mark, I think it's happening.
I think so too, but it's
I guess they do have Chasm, but I think we can respond to like a crop for Chasm with Punishing Fire if we attack with everything.
mm-hmm.
So they kind of have to go for Chasm now if they do.
Yeah, you're right. Crop chasm here.
Because even if they gain a life of the Grove, we can get a second red source off the Knight. Or even attack and get the treasure for a second red source.
We're out of red sources.
Don't tell us that. Tomato? Sweet chili? That was a condiments joke.
Oh, sorry. I missed it. But yeah, I think we're out of that, man. I think check the exiled. I don't think there's another taiga left.
I think there is in the list.
Oh, there's two. Yeah, we have two. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Okay,
There's
crop.
definitely two. There's definitely two. So this is going to be when we top
Chasm.
deck Green Sun Zenith. Right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Top deck Green Sun Zenith.
Oof. Close. We still attack with the Goblin. I guess we still attack with the Goblin Shaman because we get the treasure token.
Yeah. And then now I think we have to really start thinking about Haywire Might.
Yeah, honestly, I think that was a mistake by me not to think about that at draw step, because then you get the extra token, you get the extra trigger at the, on the same turn.
Yeah.
But now they're in a tough spot. Like, they have no green mana unless they want to stage something. But then we can sack it most likely if they try to copy like the Dried Arbor.
Plus,
I should have also ticked up the boo, but that's fine.
Yeah, you'll be alright.
This is fine. Please copy the Dried Arbor. Please copy the Dried Arbor. Oh, they copied the Cloud Post.
Gnarly.
They have to pay it. Yeah. Oh, do they have like Emrakul with Caracas? That'd be tough.
Yeah, I think it's seriously Saga this time.
Hey team, thanks for the follows. Hope you're doing well. Alright, here we go. Green Suns. Oh, Fury? No.
That's what the doctor ordered. Um, yeah.
Like, is there a way they can copy the chasm with stage and like allow that chasm to go and then not have to sack another land?
I think if they do it during upkeep or something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, the Haywire Might is like really, really necessary
Important.
here.
That's fine.
Cloud Post is what they're playing. Mining. Let it go to the graveyard. Be a friend here.
At least it tapped low here.
Yeah. So that went to the yard, which is nice. Definitely make a robot. I think you got this though with Haywire Might.
No, Mark. I think we got this.
You're right. You're right. With the power of friendship.
But yeah, I think you're correct. I think looking at the Haywire line earlier on would have been pretty awesome. So it's kind of like a great play if they do have crop rotation, because it's like, hey, we respect crop rotation, let's go for Haywire Might and just go after that needle. Because at some point they have to turn their strategy from using crop rotation defensively against Wasteland to defensively to find like Bujigabog or Caracas for our actual threats in Night and Boo.
Exactly. That's true.
But yeah, Chasm's really all good against this hand.
Jeremy, I think they were screwed either way with that. I think we were screwed either way with that with the Boo token. So I think once we sacked, they would have then bounced, and then we would have had to have like killed a real creature. Because they could bounce it, and then we have to sacrifice a creature.
I'm not going to use, but I will make a token here.
But yeah, may as well.
No need to use the Knight.
They're pretty big, actually.
Yeah, thanks for the tokens. Hey, there we go. A little bit of synergy. Don't draw Green Suns. Okay, that's pretty good. So here I'm just going to float mana.
Well, yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't matter here, but Haywire Might. You could even do it off that if you want.
Nice. All right. There we go.
Haywire Might. Love that card.
All right, your thoughts on this matchup?
Board out Knight. No, I'm joking. Pithing Needle is a possibility. Force of Vigor, Knight of Autumn. Needle on Caracas can be okay. Needle on stage can be okay.
Yeah.
It's not great, but Punishing Fire is probably really weak.
Yep. Nice.
And just thinking. No, it's weird. I don't think they're running Reclaimer. Either that or they just knew it was dead the pun. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting.
Pun is not weak, Jeremy. Pun is amazing, but just in this instance,
Soul Guide can most likely come out.
Do you think Oof is worth it? What does Oof do? I don't think they run Mana Rocks.
It's mainly map, and we saw Ballista.
Yeah,
but
shuts off our might. But yeah, maybe that's not that big a deal. Maybe it's situational. I don't know your call on that.
I think these three is a pretty easy one, and then the needle for the Soul Guide is pretty perfect.
Cool.
And then it's kind of a case of, do we want anything else? I still think Endurance is fine, especially if they move towards like a Ramanap line themselves. Liberate is great. I'm pretty happy with just this.
See more if, this is a pretty good matchup for us. Fury is not great here, but I think it's better than what the other cards were. I
Yeah.
think.
Also, just being like a nice threat that doesn't rely on the graveyard for power.
That too. 6 and then plus exalted.
Ooh.
This is a Mark hand. Yeah, we can't, right?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like being able to cast my spells, which sounds simple, but
Yeah.
there could be a
Yeah,
world where
that's
you're
the
like,
thing.
oh, we have 2 land drops, and we have like force, but
Yeah, the
this is
deck is
much
not
better.
linear enough. Yeah, this is much better.
Now it's interesting because I
Oh,
kind of want to bottom a land, seeing that we have both Ignobled and Ramanap.
I think we put Savannah on the bottom. That's
Yeah,
like the Chad move.
nice.
You know, the Virgin move would be to put the Boo on the bottom. But you know, we're Chads here. It's a chat full of
Okay,
Chads.
just gonna take
Chad
away
chat.
this draw step, go and get Savannah, and then is there a one you'd rather lead on here?
Red.
Nice.
I think. Don't think it matters, but yeah.
Have you? Because I know you said you weren't a big fan of Ignobled. Have you had times where you've had Ignobled but no white mana?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
But I think in this build, there's some justification to not. I think it's ramp lib.
Yeah, I love that because even if they like Green Suns for Reclaimer, what we have is Minsk, create a token, attack for 3 with the Exalted, and then throw the Boo at the Reclaimer.
Yeah. The problem here, so they're gonna have potentially 4 mana here.
Hmm.
It's not nothing, but
Yeah, I guess there's a world where they could like turn the forest into another Cloud Post and then untap. Potentially even have 6 if they want and make like a 3/3 Ballista. But the
yeah, it's
really
looking
nice thing
like
about you
it
go.
might be random map. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say the really nice thing about Outline Liberator against Pithy Needle is that once it flips, the needle is no longer effective.
That too. Yeah, I think most likely the line here is going to be random map, but we'll see.
Hmm.
I don't like that. They would not have done that if we didn't tap out, but I don't think we had a choice.
Yeah, at least here they don't have. Oh, is it just going to be Ballista? I think it is. Okay. Which is still fine, because even if they want to trade with things here, we will definitely have. Oh, I guess they could go after our mana if they really wanted to, but we still have 3 mana and Ramen up next turn. Oh, but we won't be able to potentially. They're going to leave it. Oh, that's huge. Oh my gosh. Wow. Hit. Get it back. Hit. Pass. Like, imagine if they traded with a noble there, then we wouldn't have that
Dude,
ability to cast this and also get back Wasteland the same turn.
GG. That,
Like, maybe they
how
just
could they
thought,
have
like,
known, I guess? But yeah,
exactly. Like, they were definitely thinking, like, maybe if I just get to untap once, then I have enough mana to pump into the blister and take over the game.
they said they have to naturally have random map excavator in hand, which is a one of for them to get punished.
Exactly. Yeah, very true.
and then
They just lost 6 mana.
yeah,
Mark, they just lost 6 mana.
it's totally bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah. Um,
8
there's
mana.
so many ways to do this. I, as an asshole, want to just play Wasteland Needle
Okay,
and see
and
what they
then,
do. I think that's the safest line,
yeah.
personally.
Guess we just float red here. Oh, yeah, Wasteland of Caracas here is very nice. And then we
Good
get
call.
to attack.
Yeah.
And then probably
Waste during
upkeep.
their turn.
Yeah, nice.
That feels good.
Wow.
That just happened. Wow.
Okay. Oh, Saga's pretty nice.
Awkward now.
I kind of like Wasteland again, even though it puts us a little bit behind as well.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Because once the Reclaimer's
don't-
online, that obviously gets a little bit worse.
Yeah.
And we also know they don't have crop rotation here, so that's pretty nice. I actually like... I think I shouldn't have played a land first to see if they think about punishing fire. But they most likely just block here. But there's also the consideration of, like, why are they attacking? Like, maybe they have something. But
Yeah.
I think I shouldn't have played a land first.
It's okay. Yeah, we were not going to block, so, you know. Another one.
Probably just
No.
Bajuka Bog to turn off the Ramen up here. Which is pretty nice. It means we get 3 damage next turn.
That, and I think we could start on our Saga shenanigan stuff, most likely.
Yeah, because I think even next turn, like, I think Minsk is just a little bit better than having the token, but it'll be nice to be able to trigger this and get it there.
Yeah.
DN Solver trying to get me to play Delver.
Oh, no. Yeah, I've been seeing some of your Twitter posts from your Discord.
Ah, classic. Oh, Ramen
Yeah.
themselves. Okay.
That's a game changer. Like, hey, let's draw that Fury.
Well, the best thing here is that Minsk with Boo is going to be a 4/4.
Oh, you mean a 5/5?
Sorry, a 5/5.
Yeah, pretty good.
Kind of cool that they get to do things like sack the Bog to Reclaimer and then replay the Bog for extra value with the Ramen app. Like we had, say, a Wasteland in the bin.
That's true. Yeah, I think you're... This is interesting. Nothing. Holy shit, dude. What does that mean?
I guess they didn't attack with the Reclaimer because they want to use it, and they didn't attack with the Ramen app because we can't just block like this. Snake on snake. Or should I say Naga on Naga? You feel me?
Yeah. Naga on Naga violence. It happens every day.
Don't think I've actually ever said Naga on Naga, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, I guess. An advantage of playing green. Oh, we have like lethal. We get to like tick up and then to sack to the second Boo.
I never think about lethal. So like I'm very happy you do, because like it's just not on my mind.
We can get Shadow Spear as well. Oh, but we want to float the mana. Oh, what are they going to do here? Probably Chasm. Another Cloud Post. Okay. Ah, maybe they were just fetching in case of Needle.
Good idea. Is that lethal?
So we have 1 mana floating. So we don't actually have enough to be able to equip and also play the second Minsk.
Well, so we attack. Let's attack for 7.
8.
Right.
and then we just fling.
Yeah.
Kind of forces them to have. Yeah, there's no reason to cast the second boo now. Like that 1 mana can just go.
I agree. It's tempting.
Could also attack with both if they're going to definitely block, but I think we're just in such a good position here.
Chasm would be a bummer off crop rotation.
Yeah, I guess then at least we would be able to play this Minsk and probably just throw the boo at the Ramanap so they can't get some sort of line going where they keep getting it back without paying the mana. Paying the life, sorry.
Yeah. They probably are more thinking about punishing fire here. So I'm anticipating.
That's true.
Nice. You only live twice. That's what the kids say. Like my dumb ass would have just like
there we go.
Shot the reclaimer there. Just not even thinking about the clock. Or yeah, the life total.
Mark, you would have seen it. I believe. All right, Ringo.
Yeah. Ringo Starr. Oh boy, do we know what Ringo Death Star's playing? Let me look him up.
No. Looking at the hand, we have turn 1 Soul Guide or hold up Swords off a Savannah. Turn 2, play Saga, and then probably Green Suns for Ignobled Hierarch, which gives us the red mana to cast the Fable the following turn, or just keep going off the Saga. And then we also have the Dryad Arbor to pitch to the Fable if we don't play it.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Looks like Painter.
Okay. I think his hand is pretty good against Painter.
Cool. Let's go for it.
It's gonna be like Volk Delver.
Yeah, oh man.
Oh, is this just gonna be like a Blood Moon? No. Okay, good.
I think we have to just.
Pretty cool. Oh no, we have Soul Guide for that. I think we Soul Guide here rather than Swords, just because Soul Guide is sorcery speed and we can currently use it.
You. Well, it's definitely a Savannah here, I think. Wait. Oh shit.
Yeah, because then Green Suns for Ignobled gets the red mana, plus also second green for Endurance.
My gut says. Yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, it's definitely the fancier play, doing the Soul Guide.
Yeah, but, and then I think keeping Swords for the combo is quite nice as a just in case.
Trust your gut here, but they're both decent lines. I think this is one of the reasons why I keep playing the Saga package. Is like there's like so many like interesting lines that come up.
Yeah,
like, very interactive.
Grindstone, sure. Like we even have Endurance to save ourselves if needed.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, why am I? Oh, that's pretty good here.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess it's... Oh, actually, it is pretty... I guess they get to sacrifice in response. But the exile effect is very good because it means that they can't get anything back with an engineer if one isn't online.
My head is spinning here. Like, a part of me thinks you should play the Dryad Arbor.
Okay, and then hold up.
But I'm thinking, I'm not sure. Like, I definitely want to take my time here.
Yeah, like we get to either play Dryad Arbor and then hold up Swords, or potentially even like activate this for draw a card. if they have like, you know, Painter, we have swords and we have a backup play if they have like a Pyroblast as well. I don't mind getting the Dryad Arbor online.
It's so tough. Like, you have 3 lines here, right? So it's Saga, Might, pass. It's Dryad Arbor, pass.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's Green Sun Zenith off Saga, pass.
Yep. I have 2 cards.
So they would need 2 mana for Painter.
Yep.
And then they would need 3 mana to crack it. So if they have Painter and a Soul Land,
Yeah.
then you would have to endurance yourself next turn.
Which isn't too bad, because then we have ways to deal with both the Goblin Engineer and the Painter.
My gut says Green Sun off Saga here, and I hate it.
This is nice as well, because it does like build out our ability to have multiple plays the following turns as well. And it also means we can just hold up Saga if needed.
And I think it's Bird.
You go for Bird over...
I'll let you choose here. My gut just says, you know,
yeah. Nice.
Man is more important than Exalted here, but watch us draw bow and look like fools.
Yeah, I mean, there's a world where they have like, you know, maybe like a main deck Magus or something. So having the actual white source off of Birds is more important. Well, there's the Soul Land.
So.
Oh, but it's just a pass?
I like it.
Wow.
I think we are being rewarded. I'm not saying it was right, but we're being rewarded.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't mind. Does Wasteland turn off? Like, Wasteland turns off some pretty nice top decks from them, like a Fury or something. It also allows us to hold up the Saga.
I don't even know what to do, dude. What the fuck do we do? Like, you could play a Fable here, keep up Plow. I fucking love this deck, but I have no idea what to tell you, man. We could just make constructs and just be Giga Chads that way.
Yeah, I don't mind going beatdown. And I do like that, like, Wasteland trading with 2 mana is pretty huge against the deck that currently doesn't have too much going for it.
They can crack pedal and do the old switcheroo. That's a good point. Yeah, so keeping Soul Guide online is pretty nice.
Yeah.
They have some switcheroo things here. Maybe we just go construct beatdown here.
Yeah.
Wasteland. I've found that that's often good enough.
Oh, they're gonna mill themselves. That's fine. They get Painters, but we do have Endurance them as well, which is pretty nice here.
Yeah, well, we could respond.
Exactly.
With the Lantern, I think, is what I would do. If activate. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I think we just make a Chad.
I like how you call them Chads.
That's what they are. They're Chad tokens. Like, this shit's gonna be a 4/4.
Yeah. And is Shadow Spear our only grab here?
Yeah, main deck.
I think at this stage we're happy probably just making another token and going off colors.
Yeah. I don't even fucking know, man.
I don't think for this turn cycle we actually need to be able to really cast anything, which is pretty nice.
I think you're right. Does that mean we
play the Dryad Arbor?
Yeah. I guess, yeah. Could be right.
Oh, yeah, I guess the one reason to keep the Dryad Arbor is for the Endurance if needed.
If needed. Hopefully not needed, but if needed. I don't think it's going to be needed, but, you know, this is one of the things I love about this deck again. Like, I don't know. Was that right or wrong? it's clunky.
I think for now it's fine because of the mana they need for both the goblin and also this.
See, I think we have to activate here.
Yeah. Nice. Because now they need a fair amount going. They need a lot more. Okay, they hit nothing, which is great. But I think, yeah, maybe it was incorrect to play the Dryad Arbor there. That's just like a backup.
Who the hell knows, man? You might be right. I just don't even know. I mean, like, that's a little rough. What are they going to get here?
And they have one card left, and it has to be... They played City of Traders this turn, so it has to be pretty good. Like LED?
They can't even do a good trade here. We still have the endurance. We have a nice clock here. Fury. Let's just top deck Fury. Not
Too bad
bad.
either. Yeah.
Maybe we just go after the creatures.
Yeah, I guess we can attack with both constructs and hold up 3 mana, which is enough for like... Even like playing Haywire Might is pretty sweet. And then we get to hold up double swords.
And double swords, maybe. Holy fuck, dude. I don't know. I'm thinking they have Pyroblast in hand. That's my guess.
Okay. Because, yeah, playing the Haywire Might also builds these constructs out to 4/4s.
Trust your gut.
Might.
There's so many ways to go about this, and I never think about clock. So
Can this target us? No, that's just the other goblin. Because Goblin Welder can trade these for the Soul Guides and kill them.
oh wow.
But yeah, really tough spot for them because there's just so much interaction that we have.
Mm-hmm. This matchup is like, I would have played this differently, you would have played this differently, and the combination of you and I plus chat are playing this a certain way. Like, it's so interactive.
This is fine as well because we have...
Yeah, do you just shock here?
To their face?
No, to the 2/2. Or maybe. I think you spend some mana here, right?
Yeah. So they can turn like the Grindstone into the Painter and have a blocker, but we do have the Haywire Might for that. Is there a world where we can get in the air? No.
Yeah, I think we're punning something.
Yeah.
Pun and engineer is what chat says.
I don't mind that because it kind of also might force them to use this and give us full information on our turn.
Okay. No, it would have been cool if we would have drawn some mana more often.
Yeah, I guess we did lose the saga, but getting 8 power off it is pretty sweet. And interaction. Mm-hmm. They're going to swap now. Okay.
I think they have a Pyro in hand, but they don't have any mana for it. Oh boy, nice, finally. I think we win, right? Am I wrong? No, maybe I am.
We're definitely playing this.
Yeah. There might be some sneaky shit with an attack get pun back here or something. There's
Oh
so
yeah,
many ways to
because
do this.
we could swords painter and then get pun back because they gain life.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if we sword painter, they go to 7. We get punishing fire back, so that's say 3 mana. Um, and then we can. I
Leap
guess
up,
it's. I guess
plow,
it's.
and a pun.
Yeah, I guess it's 4 mana all up because it's 1 for swords, 1 to return, 2 to cast, which allows us to deal with Painter's Servant and also the Goblin token. And then we get to attack for lethal, where they have to block the engineer on a construct. So we get in for 5 and put them down to 1.
We could just attack for 8 and see what they do.
Hmm. Yeah, it's true as well. See how they block and then just take out what they have left.
Yeah, because they have to.
Yeah, I like that.
There's so many ways to do this. Like, they have to block. I think we have to kill the engineer here.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that happens. We can just fetch up a plateau.
Yeah, maybe it's plow, painter, and then
Yeah,
pun.
because they gain less. I guess they doesn't matter because
Yeah.
they're both 1 power, but swords. We will get this back.
And that way we get to keep our trusty swords. And then we're looking pretty good here.
Yeah, has to be very, very good for them to get back into it.
Oh boy. What a game.
Yeah. I think
It's
these
very
are
hard.
these are probably like big yeses, and then like these are probably maybes.
This shit is always so tough, man. So Harry advised me to take out blue because it's just too much to tap.
Yeah, that's fair. Like you kind of have to have like an endurance or force of vigor hand to feel comfortable.
Yeah. Um, I think spear is very situational.
Hmm. Yeah, I've seen worlds where they get that there's a creature that makes 1/1 tokens and they kind of go wide with it, but I think otherwise taking it out is fine. We have so many answers for that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Typically, I would take out. Now you could do a mark and take out maybe a saga if you think there's going to be a blood moon.
yeah, I don't mind going down on lands, especially when we've taken out like 3/4 drops. I think because even though we have some pretty good targets that are all relevant in Needle, Haywire Might, and Solgate Lantern, we also just have a lot of cards coming in that do similar things.
Yeah. After that, I don't know how I feel about, like, you could trim a couple dorks maybe, and I don't think you bring in Bog. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but your
Uh,
call.
what about trading Bog for Krakus?
I like it. Let's do that.
Swords are great.
I like KOTR because they run Saga, so I think you want that.
What about the
Uh,
Furies?
Man, they're pretty good, but you don't run that many red cards.
Skimp
If you
on one?
don't like taking out the mana dorks, then let's consider that. I can see trimming too, because they don't run like too many ways to fuck your mana up. Like maybe.
Yeah, and I guess we do have the Fiery Justice, which is quite nice because it hits like both like Goblin Engineer and Painter, or like maybe even just like trading with 2 small constructs potentially. If you do like 3 and 2, and then the one with 2 damage on it dies because the other one's gone. But maybe Fiery Justice just isn't what we want either. Maybe it's just these.
I
And then
like
we.
Justice, but go with your gut here. We don't have that much time.
Hmm.
whatever, you know. It's such a weird deck where it's like they have a graveyard angle and then they have the combo angle, and it's just like this is always like a freestyle kind of moment for me. I think it sucks keep.
Yeah, especially on the draw, it's not too bad. We also have like the hopefully like draw into. Oh, is this just gonna be like a Blood Moon effect? Magus Fable. Okay, nice.
Pretty rough, actually. Really want to draw a fetch here or something. Damn.
We're just going for white
Right.
source for the noble.
I think so. And I'd play a little quick here, just because I don't have a great feeling about them on the play here. That was a good start by them.
Yeah, it's tough because like they obviously lost the Spirit Guide, but they gained the mana back anyway from the Goblins. So turn 1 Fable is actually just a really nice start for them.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna filter out some BS here.
Oh, Heat's pretty cool because they do have multiple ways to get creatures going.
Yeah, pretty rough for us, huh? Fetch land one time. Here we go.
Oh, nothing. Oh, that's pretty nice. I think
I don't even know what to do.
I think we want to make our land drop.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
play the Ig.
Yeah. And then I think we can hopefully untap and see if we draw into a natural source to be able to take out the Fable.
Yeah, because Fable does nothing until next turn.
Yeah.
And I think you have to hit it now though. At the end of turn. I think you're gonna wind up doing something.
Yeah, it sucks because we have no white mana, but yeah. I was going to say we could like aggressively go after their 2 treasure tokens in combat, but I actually want to take back that statement and make it so that never played again. We could take out the Saga here before it gets to tap for mana, and I think Saga's a pretty nice target.
Let's do that.
And then we can potentially Green Sun's next turn for Collector Oof.
I don't even know. There's a lot of options there, huh?
Needle's okay. I mean, at this stage, if we draw a land, it could just be going for Outland Liberator and then just holding it up the whole time.
Or Knight. I mean, Knight's off of fetch, I would do.
Oh, Night of Autumn? Or Night of the Reliquary?
Oh, boy. This is so tough, dude.
We're playing this.
Yes.
We
could. The aggressive move is plow.
The plow Green Suns for Oof. Yeah, I don't mind Green Suns for Oof because it does turn off like the treasure tokens as
Fury,
well.
Though, like we're screwed either way, but they have Fury. I'm pretty sure. So, I would just make a decision because we have 13 on the clock. Knight is how you win the game, but yeah. And you might want to plow that in combat.
Yeah, because there is a stage where they just get rid of this, yeah. So I think here I'm happy just to get rid of the Goblin now.
I think so.
Which, it isn't great swordsing a token, but at the same time, we traded the... Oh, I guess the Force, yeah.
Well, let's just hope we just keep top decking those Zeniths, huh?
Dude. Okay. That is a Dried Arbor if needed, or like a basic if they do have a Blood Moon effect.
Yeah. Not loving it, but don't think we'll go Arbor here. I could be wrong. We could regret that, but I don't think so. I think too many Blood Moon effects and that kind of thing possible. I would
Yeah,
just
I'd love to
hold
know
it
how.
until the last minute.
I'd love to know how Painter traditionally boards.
Pyroblast or Fury in hand.
That's a great draw.
Home. Oh yeah.
I'll get in first.
Yeah.
I guess there's a world where I don't want to attack because we get to hold up. We only have two. I guess we have two white sources.
Yeah, I could let them gain 1 life off Grove. I don't,
Yeah,
think
so I
that's
guess
fine.
he attacked us. Next to nothing, but here we are. Nice.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're sending a message here. All right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a game action to respond to.
I think that's hard cast Fury in the night. Hopefully it's 2 Pyroblasts in hand. But my guess is that's just hard cast Fury.
Nice.
And
I'd love for them to go
Don't.
3 for 1. Yeah.
that would be so cool.
That's a pretty good swords target.
Yeah, you could wait. Your call though. Fetch for a
Yeah, it's fair because like
reasonable, but
I think like Green Suns for 3, which is 4 mana, is just the best top deck anyway. So, oh, there's also that. Could just double pun it.
Get back, shoot. All right, yeah, shit. Here's the choice, though. Are we doing a basic?
Oh,
we need the red.
Yeah.
You're right. Plat or whatever.
And then hold up swords. Oh.
You can't. You gotta.
Oh, okay.
Can't hold it up. Maybe taking 6 was the route, but yeah, who knows? Hopefully they don't just top deck the card that kills us. Because yeah, we would die.
Oof. Oof. Okay.
Hey,
worldy,
right.
worldy, worldy.
We're there. Now we're dead. Oh, never mind. Oh.
No. Ah, nice. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's attack with Ignobled, use the Bog to cast the Haywire Might. And then we get to hold up a lot of things.
Yeah. I think so. Tell you, might is mighty. I really been loving that card. There are games where I miss Spellbomb, but I think it's just unless Hull Breacher comes back in the meta, I don't think it's worth it. Or Death and Taxes comes back. I didn't pun.
I didn't Punishing Fire there because I don't want to tap off mana for this.
Exactly. They could run Bolt or something.
Now we're in a really good spot because they have to start attacking for this Outland Liberator not to flip. Or, sorry, start actually casting spells.
Yeah. And, Fury's pretty good here, but at least, like, we get some things destroyed for doing that.
Yeah.
My man.
All right. I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll put this back on Decktech, and you can have a little talk with chat.
All right. I like it. So, for those just joining, we lost to Oops All Spells. That was our loss. Game 1 just kind of blown out. Game 2 had the endurance, and they had Pact of Negation. Hey, Iceman, good to see you. This list is a response to something I seen on Twitter. I think the handle was it's like Griselbrand was running 3 Boo main deck, and I think that's a good response for the white deck that's been terrorizing the format. Fury is a card that I think is really good against the mono white deck as well. Um, the Delver sideboard mapping is pretty awkward here. I don't know what to do if we see that matchup, but I definitely want at least 8 cards from the sideboard main deck, if not 10. So that does make things tricky. Oh shoot, yeah, that's a good point. 15 creatures. Wow. So Saga doesn't count as a creature. Fable doesn't count as a creature, and neither does Boo. That's interesting. Imagine Thalia in this list, man. Right? Like 15 creatures. That's like it used to be 15 non-creatures was like the Thalia version. No. Yeah, rent is not legal. That went a while ago. Outments, Fable, Fury, Liberator, Might is 8. Yeah, I think you're right. I've been cutting 2 Wastelands against that deck. Harry recommended that against Blue Red Delver. So we'll see.
Brickmaster Flex.
Brickmaster Flex. All right, I'm gonna look them up here.
All right. I'm just gonna mull this because we can't cast any spells. Okay.
Did I spell it wrong? BRICK. Master Flex. Master Flex. Um. I'm seeing a Hammer Time deck by them.
Okay.
But, you know, this is modern, so... they have a Twitter.
I'm going to make the call here and keep this, bottoming the plateau.
Yeah, go for it. I'm
because
wasting my time here. I don't know.
I'm going to start with a fetch for a Savannah because it gives us a white source that isn't just the noble.
I think I would have led with the Grove, but we'll see. Doesn't, you know, that maybe that's riskier. I often let them gain life, but that may not be correct.
I think that's something I got to be more open to. Oh, Ancient Tomb. I think this is just going to be a like turn 1 Palace Jailer or something. Oh, Mox Opal. Okay. Well then, we might be up against 8 cast.
Please stop.
2. Is this just like a turn 1 Kappa? Wow, with Charles for 1. Emery, okay.
Suck.
Well,
top deck Caracas.
Yeah, Caracas would be sweet.
Fun would be nice.
Oh, that's pretty good as well.
Yeah, not bad.
Pretty happy to get the Saga online as well. Means next time we could Wasteland and also Saga.
Yeah. And then Haywire might be really good.
Yeah. Thankfully, the size gone to the bin, which can be really problematic. That card just going wide is a really big concern. A little bit better in a punishing fire build, but typically one of their best routes to victory, if not like protect Kappa.
So are we getting Caracas next turn, you think?
Yeah, it looks like they're dirtling a fair bit.
Yeah, I think that's the route.
Yeah. So, I think it's just going to be Wasteland on Ancient Tomb, make a dude, and then turn Savannah into Caracas.
Yeah, I love it.
Waste first to see if they have something like the bounce land they might use. No, okay. I guess that is a pretty bad trade for them as well because they lose a pedal with that. Let's go create a dude. Sack this. Good Caracas. Although they got to like flat out the board on turn 1, our hand just lined up really well, especially the Knight.
Oh yeah.
Like next turn getting Haywire, we do have it for the Chalice, but we don't even need to use it unless maybe they get to a stage where they have a creature we want to plow, or they get off Metalcraft and like the Chalice being removed hits them that way.
Yeah, like it's definitely going to be Haywire Might here, but like I don't know. Shit, that's actually kind of annoying. Hopefully we get like a basic land here type.
Interesting to see them cast the Emery even though we have the Caracas. Like they can't Needle, thankfully, due to the Chalice.
Well, it's going to force us to not make a construct, which is annoying.
Okay, that's true.
And then I think we may have to Haywire Might the Saga.
Yeah, I guess the nice thing is we get to draw first to see what we actually draw into.
That's true.
Which is pretty perfect for us.
They pretty much Rishadan ported us, more or less.
Yeah. Did someone say Windswept Heath? Oh, I think someone did.
No, I heard that as well. We float.
Yeah, I think we just float here. Yeah, float. I
don't even know if it's necessary to float technically. I don't know if that does anything.
I think Haywire is just the best card here, is a just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, let's get rid of the Chalice if needed. Play this.
Return I guess this. It's nothing. Holy smokes. Do you just get a basic forest here just for waste? Just because, like, that's the worst land?
Yeah, nice.
We're just going to waste anyway. Or Arbor, either one.
I actually don't mind just using the... I guess, like, this mana isn't really worth it. Like, my thought is we can use the Haywire right now to take them off the Chalice, which takes them off the Mox. And then we also have the Knight to take them off this.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's less damage because we're going to attack with the construct for 3.
Nice. Exactly. Yeah, okay, that's a great point.
Yeah.
So we should always attack first.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we could have attacked with the Knight as well, and then just Haywired the Saga to put him on like a 2-turn clock. So many lines. I think a lot of them lead to the same situation, which is nice for us.
Another plug for Maverick, why I loved it. There's so many lines, man. And then you play against some meanie combo deck, and then there's not so many lines.
Play bird.
And then waste.
Nice. Do you think they started with 7 permanents in play? Ah! Too good.
Yeah, Kevlish. So many ways to do that.
I will admit, this is probably a matchup that I'm probably overboard for. Like, literally all of these are relevant.
Yeah, every card's great. Okay, so, well, all right. Pyros, I like. Force of Vigor, I like. Oof, I like. Knight of Autumn. And Justice.
I think these 4 are the easy winners.
Yeah. Let's take out. Huh. Fable? Kind of slow.
Yeah, I like that. We actually haven't seen Sylvan Library, even though we're running 3 in any match.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's crazy.
I love that card. Soul Guide Lantern, probably.
Yeah, I think we have enough ways to deal with Emery that the graveyard itself isn't really an issue.
Yeah. Knight is one of the best cards in the matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I personally would board out some mana dorks, but I'm crazy.
Yeah.
So
What if we take out
I want
2 Noble for like 2 Blast?
uh, uh yeah, I like that. There's definitely some merit to 1 Fiery Justice.
Yeah, as just like a nice go wide. It also answers a lot of that stuff quite nicely, even like 2 for 1s typically.
Maybe you take out Endurance.
Yeah, I can see
I mean,
that.
it could be good, but it probably won't be.
Maybe a library.
I like it. Yeah, I hate it, but yeah.
That takes it to 60.
That or like Spear, maybe.
My only thought
Maybe
with Spear is that it's a nice way to win the Psy battle.
Okay. Let's
because it gets through those tokens.
Is Boo really that good?
I could see a world where like multiple boos is just awkward.
You got a few seconds to trust your gut here.
Okay.
Whatever you choose, we're gonna be all right.
I don't mind just an endurance as just a 3/4 with reach.
Sure. Yeah. And clear the yard in a key situation. Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, trample is pretty good. It's just 4 mana. But yeah, it is when it's on board, it's really good.
Obviously not great against a Chalice start, but pretty hard to turn this away.
Do you know why I like this hand?
Let me have a quick think. Because it has Sylvan Library, which we haven't seen before?
Yeah, Sylvan Library. Gotta keep it. Gotta keep it.
Nice.
You're gonna draw Force of Vigor and Wasteland here. You'll be alright. Sylvan Library is all cards.
Is there any reason to hold fetches here? I guess for the library, potentially. Like if it just lands on top that aren't fetchable.
Yeah, I think making Knight bigger around, say, Dismember is unlikely going to come up. So I think we just play this Savannah. In the event that hopefully we could just do Ignoble or Plow here, and they don't just Chalice. Oh boy.
I feel like this is Emery.
Yeah.
Oh, Thoughtcast. Okay, that's actually quite good for us. Just to be able to get down the ignoble Hierarch. Okay. Now I kind of want to fetch a land out of the deck.
Go for it. No wrong answers here. Yo, Harry.
I think probably just getting a Taiga. Although getting a Savannah means we could potentially double swords if needed next turn.
I think it's Savannah. I think that's the adult choice here, personally. Especially off the Ignoble.
Which, yeah, I can see where it's awkward because Ignoble can't hold up Swords to Plowshares. Did you ever play around with Avacyn's Pilgrim during the Ramanap days? Because then you had like a 1/1 body as a mana dork? No? Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed it, man.
No, all good. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
We're Gucci. We're Gucci.
I gotta keep with you here. It's not all about chat. It's about the homie too. So what do you think? We just top deck Haywire Might or something silly?
Yeah.
Or Wasteland?
That's not too bad.
Nah, that's not what I want, but yeah, it's not too bad. I think it's Savannah, Sylvan, Noble,
Yeah.
Or yeah, I guess we get a Plat or a Taiga here.
With no threat in play so far, this is looking to be pretty nice.
Yeah, that is going to be a big saga, though. Unfortunately, it's going to be. They're going to 2-for-1 us pretty heavily with just that.
Yeah, unless we find a Force Vigor off the top, which will allow us to hard cast, which would be pretty nice.
True. Ah, what's this shit? All right, not so bad.
Yeah, they've drawn into like a lot of the filler of the deck so far, but haven't got like an Emery or a Psy. Like, this would be so much worse for us if they did have a Psy in play and then had all these bauble effects to go after.
Mm-hmm. That's true about Ward.
Wow.
So yeah, they couldn't construct and equip. That's pretty good.
I think we're just green sunning for collect oof here and then swordsing the construct.
Yeah, I don't even know if we take any damage. I don't think we need to.
My only
card was Birds of Paradise.
Yeah. My only thought is that they have no pressure. We have the answer for the token, and the Caracas is just a clean out to Emery and Psy to some extent.
Okay. Less so Emery or less so Psy, but
Psy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm for it. Okay. I got a funny idea though. I think
Green Suns for 4. Oh, for 3.
Yeah, Green Sun for 3 or something. I don't think that's worth it though.
To be fair, we're not really doing much else with the mana left. Because we'll probably just play.
You're gonna need a double plow.
But the other construct won't have
haste.
Yes.
All right, hey. You win the memes here.
Because yeah, if they don't,
I'm smiling right now, by the way. Like you actually did this. I can't believe you've done this. Whatever that meme is.
Come on. One time. Oh no! Oh no!
I can't believe you did it. Oh shit. It's gotta be the oof.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing your thing here. All right, hold on.
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
I guess they could have Dismember.
Yeah, but then they got to tap for it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, that's true. They actually, that is a clean out to that because then they still get to do the construct stuff. Well played, man.
Do they? Oh, they don't!
The old switcheroo. I think that's one of the advantages too, to like not looking at your opponent's face. Like I think just the mystery of MTGO of you just being like a blank slate that occasionally pauses was probably your friend right there.
There's no reason to sword tier because like even Chalice doesn't come in with a counter.
Yeah. I mean, sword's EOT, but you know. Yeah, they would need like Ancient Tomb or something.
I guess they do gain more life, that's very true. They name Caracas.
That's true. That is true.
I think here we just
well, they already have a Opal. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Mark, look at
that. Yeah. Yeah. little whoopsie.
Oh, they didn't attack? I guess they can't attack, that's very true. A little whoopsie. That's classic.
Little whoopsie.
Look, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Alright. This is where we find a threat.
Sure. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks.
I guess we are
have
attacking
fun.
before, which is nice.
Yeah, and we got the fetch, so it's something. Yeah, I guess like Thoughtcast is into something gnarly with a Force of Will backup. Is the worst case here.
Or, I guess
Monitor.
Thought Monitor is not the worst because we have the Punishing Fire. I'd actually love for them to
that's true.
cast another creature so we could swords it. Like Punishing Fire first, then swords, and then return the Punishing Fire. But alright. So first we want to deal with this. And then we want to fetch. Probably just getting Dryad Arbor at this stage.
That or yeah, doesn't matter. I don't think it's gonna help your. It could matter. They have Dismember or something.
Ooh.
All right. Fury's pretty cool.
I don't mind paying for Wasteland here either, just seeing how we have so many ways
Yeah.
to.
I agree.
The question is, do we just hardcast the Fury and go?
That is the biggest Chad decision in the history. I guess attack first, see what happens.
Yeah, I
No
guess
harm in that.
because we have swords and Punishing Fire already, I'm probably pretty happy just to play the Fury.
Fury is 10 damage.
Yeah, so it does really speed up the clock here. Probably want to keep the Wasteland as well for a Saga.
No opinion here. It's probably the right thing to do, yeah. There's just some... There's no right or wrong, I guess. There's only... I think you play it, though.
Yeah.
Just because next turn you might have a Saga that you want to cast or play.
Nice. All right.
Oh, man.
This is actually pretty funny because on Saturday with John, we went down to like a aggressive like Khan Echo deck 2-0-2 and then won everything out 2-0. So,
Wow.
look, if things go well, looking pretty good. Hey, Stefan. Thank you for the prime sub.
Thank you.
Yeah, big thank you to the new subs and the new followers. Very much appreciated.
Really cool, man. Great turnout. Love to see the chatters and a lot of the old faces and some of the new faces. Great.
The Sylvan Syndicate, man. It's going strong.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say was that I think although some of the openers have been a little bit rough, the deck has been performing pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the right combination of 70 cards, but like 50 of the 70 or 75, but like 50-ish of the 75 are like pretty nice, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know, I definitely love Saga. I'm not saying it's right. Man, another sucks keep, I think.
I feel like my opponent's on Delver. Okay. Okay, they played Elves, Mono White Initiative, Elves, Doomsday. It feels like a Mono White Initiative deck.
Okay. If you think it's Mono White Initiative, lead with Dryad Arbor is my gut.
Yeah, nice. I don't mind that. Even just getting it online, if it is like a Delver deck, it's also the second land alongside Windswept Heath to make the Knight a 4/4. Obviously, it just being online as well is quite nice, so...
Well, it's only right against that deck. If it's Elves, this is like super wrong. But if this is Initiative, this is the right play. And I think Initiative's so hard that you have to see it coming. All right, we're screwed.
Not too bad.
Well,
I mean, we do have the swords here, and then we have a backup play.
Yeah, shoot. All right, sorry. I was too pessimistic.
So
Is it Plateau?
Interesting. I kind of like having the extra green in case they... yeah, it's tough, because, like, Worst
It's
case
Savannah or
is
Plateau. It's either
yeah.
or.
I don't mind Sav.
Okay. It's the
Sav
Savannah deck.
swords this.
Yep. Hate that card. Please leave the format.
Play this.
Oh man.
Nice. Oh, now next turn we even have play Wasteland, play Knight, and then if there's a world, I guess it doesn't matter because the I was gonna say like we could hold up Wasteland or Wasteland ourselves, but it's gonna be big anyway because we can Wasteland them in response if need be.
I mean, if they miss their land drop, well, we'll see. Never mind. I'm expecting a bolt here, man. I don't think you're gonna get away with it that easy. Holy shit.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we will. All right. If you're crazy, boo.
I really like here Knight around days and then the following turn Minsk around days, but that's just like me being a days fanatic.
I like your maturity there. The only thing I'm gonna say is DRC is gonna be a 4/4.
Or 3/3.
Yeah,
Yep.
sorry.
Which I guess means there's a world. I think I'm happy with that.
Like, that is the largest set of testicles.
Oh, yeah, because what we get to do potentially...
Like, if that shit resolves, you win the game.
The
but
Minsk.
If it doesn't, you lose the game. Well, I don't know if you lose the game, but like...
I kind of like the Wasteland Knight line because then the Wasteland also turns off like EI next turn for value.
Do your thing, Holmes. You know, again, it's just there's so many ways to go about it. Imagine if Gataxian Probe was legal. Like, this is a force.
Okay. Pitching a days. Now I'm probably pretty happy just to hold the Wasteland here.
I think so.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, like obviously Murktide is just always going to be an issue, but I don't think the Wasteland is the card holding us back from that.
Yeah, like this sucks, you know, but it just is what it is, man. How the hell do they have 4 cards in their hand, you know? Or 3?
Yeah.
I think DRC's got to go. I think that you get rid of DRC and like White Plume and the format's a little more even. Because this is the big dragon here. Smelling it. So, like, you know, it's draw, plow, or die. I guess you play Boo and shoot the little DRC.
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, something. And then you gain 6 life. Because that thing hits Boo and not you.
I guess like there's a world where I could have held up white mana to draw into sword here.
Would you have played around days though? That's
yeah, you know? That's the big thing.
7, yeah. All right, well, could be worse. Gain 6 life, destroy a creature for 4 mana is not bad.
1, 2, 3. I think
destroy a creature, draw a card, gain 6 life.
I think with 1 mana in hand, I'm pretty happy to Wasteland them. It also turns off like EI into fetch into Mystic Sanctuary back EI.
I don't know.
I don't think
it matters.
I don't think the Wasteland is doing too much else because we already have so much mana.
Okay.
It might also like stop something like a expressive iteration into both land and bolt on Minsk to attack us for 6 or something.
The reason not to waste is if they bolt a dork here, and then you're playing in the days.
Okay. Like a
That
green
would be
suns for
the
3 or something.
reason. Yeah, but besides that, you know, not really.
At least this turns on another Minsk off the top as well. Like, just being able to draw into that is quite nice.
That's true.
Ooh, oh, so close. I mean, does that race? No.
6. It does, but it's also vulnerable to bolt.
Yeah. What if this turn we attack with the Dryad Arbor and just play the library to try to dig for a swords?
I like it. I like that better.
Should attack first.
I think they have a borrower.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling as well. But they could just have like they don't have lands. It could just be like another Murktide potentially.
Could be.
Okay.
And this is why I run 5 rebs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess like while they're brainstorming, what sort of thoughts do you have around boarding?
5 rebs, 3 endurance, board out 2 wastelands, board out boo. I like library. Oh yeah, haywire might too. That goes. I like. Yeah, yeah. The
Oh, they're
artifact and
brainstorm locked.
enchantment destruct. Cool. And here's swords. Here it is. Show me potato salad. All right, no. I mean this is really rough. I'm trying to think if there's a way to.
Oh, we can punishing fire the Murktide and then return it with Grove and then pitch it to Fury to kill the Murktide.
That is the most Chad thing I've ever heard of. Yeah, fuck. I mean,
Let's see if it works.
like they definitely have a wasteland or a, you know, a thing, a force of will or something. But it's super cool. Maybe hopefully it's just days or something.
Surely if they're thinking this long, they're like, oh wow, really? It's not a case of like, oh, do I force this? Okay, well now they're digging.
I like that.
It also can't be forced negationed, which might be there in game 1. Oh, sick.
Dude.
So good. Nice.
It only took 100 cards, but we killed it.
There we go.
I think you have to. What was on top? It was a noble and what?
A knight.
A knight?
And I believe I put the knight on top. But look, I think
Okay.
it says over here as well.
That was so gnarly.
No, but that was pretty sweet.
What do you think? Second Murktide GG?
It kind of feels like it. You get that, you know, they're waiting to pay for the cost.
Yeah. If so, I guess you have to fetch.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
At least it's just a 5/5.
Yeah, that's nothing. You know, a little bird. Wouldn't even call it a dragon, huh? Probably plat.
Come on now.
Now you
Come
draw
on.
endurance, right?
I think it's Fable because we get to draw a little bit more. No. Saga doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's.
I think it has to be the Wooded Foothills. Because the Fable only draws cards we see off the library, and we can't draw extra cards anyway, because we'll be taking 5.
Yeah.
Which again is tough because...
I hate it.
Yeah. I get a free attack here. I just want to see if they block. Yeah.
Do it with confidence.
Like, there's no reason to block you for them. Yeah.
I'm actually rooting for double bolt here. Like...
Even like bolt and land to like bolt us, then sanctuary it back into the deck to make it a 6.
Yeah.
It just sucks because the fetch land puts us into lethal range off a bolt. And I don't believe they've cast one yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a good feeling.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Knew it. Yeah. Hate this deck. Alright. Yeah, one of those things, like, I think I'd beat Initiative more if I didn't have to play 5 Pyroblasts and 3 Endurances in the board.
Just... I would say these are okay, but these 8 are definitely good.
Yeah. So let's start with 2 Wastelands, the Might. Like, you see how, like, non-factor the Wastelands are? Like,
yeah,
the Bow. I think the Bow as well.
Yep. Fables?
I like Fable better than Excavator, I think.
Okay.
Just because it dives to Bolt.
Yeah.
I could see if you want the Bog trimming the Caracas, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love it, but it's a thought. Harry takes out one of the 3 Sylvans. I think that's what Harry likes to do.
Nice. That's 60, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
Pretty nice hand. It has endurance as like removal in quotation marks.
Yeah, this hand's very good.
Probably just
Savannah.
Savannah.
Savannah Noble, Taiga works too. Either one. I don't think that's gonna matter. Cutting white cards for optimal festiveness. Oh, red green like Christmas it. Good idea. Bolt, right?
All heat. Okay.
Yeah.
Here I probably don't mind just like Saga into Dried Arbor.
Well, okay, so I like Saga, but that means next turn you're going to be making constructs. So I would Saga in the bird here if I were going to do it.
Okay. Yeah, my only thought is if they remove the Hierarch, they most likely have a Daze.
I don't mind them dazing here.
Okay.
They're gonna daze. They're gonna daze. We can't play the rest of the game like we're Rishad Ampor did and win. I don't think.
Okay, that's fair.
Daze is gonna do something.
Oh. They probably didn't bring in Meltdown, I assume, for what they saw so far.
Yeah, I don't think they've seen the Saga, did they?
No.
So since they don't have a DRC, I think we're safe to not play the Endurance here. But we'll see.
Oh, they're brainstorm locked.
Do some cool draw waste, win game. Oh, beautiful.
Second Saga and just go all in on Sagas?
No, because you're gonna miss a Saga cycle.
Yes.
right?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
So
you
let's
just hold up
just
Blast and
yeah.
Saga.
And
I
if you
like.
blast something, fetch first if they don't play a waste. You know what I'm
Perfect.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I might not have said that clearly, but
What do you
you're
think about
picking up what I'm.
aggressively blasting this, seeing that we know that they're brainstorm locked and they didn't play a land?
If you're gonna blast it, fetch for or one of the Tigers here.
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion about it.
I
You
think
do
because
you,
we can
man.
get Soul Guide and we have Endurance, I'm
Okay,
happy to try to get like a. Okay, yeah, nice. That's what you want.
that's what you want.
But it is tough because there is a lot of incentive to keep the blast effects for just Murktides.
Exactly. It's so hard. I mean, I love it.
Mm.
Um,
But that's a really interesting start because imagine if we did have Wasteland and if we went like turn one Noble, they went Volk into Unholy Heat on the Noble, and then we just went Wasteland them, Dried Arbor. They wouldn't have a land. So that's like those hands where it's like you no longer want to really Wasteland Delver, but in that case it would have been just like so brutal.
yeah, that's why I liked it too. But I just think like if you just like wasteland them and they didn't miss a land drop, it feels futile. It's
Yeah.
just been my experience. I think it's because they're a 2-color deck. When they were a 3-color deck, you could put them off red or green, or maybe they were Grixis, but you can't. That's another one of my beasts with this deck right now.
Okay.
I think you're gonna lead with Grove here.
Yeah, I like that as
I
well.
think you ought to.
The Swords is a
Just
fantastic draw as well.
yeah. Next turn is probably going to be a tricky turn.
Mm.
If I mean, worst case is Bolt Wasteland here. Yeah, at least it's not Bolt.
Do you think that gives away any information that they didn't brainstorm in upkeep to flip the Delver? Do you think that means that they have another threat in play or in hand, and they don't feel like they need to? Oh, Wasteland's okay.
Okay. I don't know what to make of it. That's an interesting read. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna get the chance to play the. Oh fuck! All right, yeah. Let's take a second here. We do have some time on the clock. Um, Pyro is a decent option.
Yeah.
Um, I think next turn you're gonna want to play a 3-drop.
Hmm.
So if you Saga, that means you're never gonna make any constructs. Maybe
Yeah.
you're okay with that, but the problem there, is if you play the Saga in a way that gives you more leverage to swords, but this might be one of the most important turns of the game, so let's really think
Dude.
about it.
I kind of like the Wooded Foothills plays around Wasteland, and right now we
Okay.
don't really need to play around Wasteland, so that's my thought of playing the Taiga. Swords Wooded Past also allows us to play the Pyroblast if needed off like a plateau.
Okay, so let's do some arithmetic here. Um they cannot reasonably at least play a Murktide next turn, right? But the turn after we're
They
in
could.
Murktide territory.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather have the blast for that because I don't want to swords them and gain them 8 when we're trying to win through beatdown.
does that mean that we play Saga now? And so it's Saga, then untap, then untap.
I guess the Saga is so if they wastelanded us with a noble in play, I think they have removal for the noble if they think we're going to stumble on mana, which means if we play the Saga this turn, next turn we're most likely not untapping with the noble, which means we don't have the mana for the Saga.
Okay. You choose. There's so many lines here.
I kind of like Wooded Foothills Pass. It turns off the
Wooded
ability for
Foothill-
them to Wasteland us again,
Let's do it. I think that's a fine line.
and probably just
Very,
Swords in
very.
here.
Yeah, Saga's just such a hard setup. Do we attack?
Oh, sorry, out of Swords because
Okay, yeah.
I just wanted to clear the board. Sorry.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Maybe playing Taiga was better because DRC doesn't die to Pyro.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Oh, they're also
But
stuck on mana here.
All right.
Now we get a chance to play Saga. I think that's better than holding up double Pyro.
I think so too. The only downfall is I think we're admitting we're probably not gonna. This is not going to be a construct game, but we get to play around days, which is nice.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh, another miss by them. Well, that's pretty nice.
Do we go construct plan?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, there's a great answer.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. We're gonna have to fetch on their turn, or we're gonna have to fetch soon, and I think it's gonna be Savannah or Plateau. I don't know the answer to that.
I think Plateau, because it gives us 2 red sources.
Yeah.
It means they can't waste us off the Pyroblast, which is quite nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then probably just going for Soul Guide.
Maybe it's just Shadow Spear.
Oh, nice, yeah. Don't care about that. Just gonna make this now. 6.
Just a 5/5. That's interesting. Maybe you're right. That was a little risky, but okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's just float. Pyro. Or yeah. Yeah, Pyro.
Nice.
Hopefully they force a will. No?
Just equip and swing?
Sure. I didn't think that would work.
I kind of hope they go like 2 little creatures, like 2 DRCs or like Deathrite and something. I guess there is a world as well where Soul Guide there is just better because it makes this a 4/4.
That's true too.
Yeah, I think that's probably just an incorrect play from me. Yeah.
Well, no, because now it's a 3/3. It would have been a 3/3. Right? Because
of course we couldn't have. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. All right. Worst case is kind of DRC here. We don't really have a nice answer for that.
Oh, Rough Tumble. Wasteland's okay.
Bad. Oh shit. Well, not really though.
I mean, now we get to play the Soul Guide.
Yeah, hopefully you just hit 2 lands in a row though. Shit. All right. Thought that could.
See what Ponder does. Looks like it's not going to be a shuffle.
I wonder if we would have been better off. Well, actually, I don't even know. Bolt is a little rough. Just draw lands. Beautiful. Ah, shit. Well, if we keep that land alive, we're looking okay. That probably has to get plowed.
Oh, I think we Fury these. I think we keep the plow. And probably Fury pitching the Fable.
Okay. Let's do it.
They only have one card left as well.
All right, Deck.
I think this is worth pyroblasting because we have the swords left for a threat.
Okay. I normally don't, but yeah, I think you should.
It's a really tough spot because like the pyroblast is just so good at hitting. Like allow them to find the threat, then answer the threat.
Or waste. Brutal. Really brutal.
I think I'm also happy
Yep.
just not endurancing here.
Yeah, I don't think you can. That I think you have to plow though.
Yeah.
I may have even plowed it with that on the stack. Although
Yeah, I
maybe
thought
you're
they still
hoping
had
to...
that's my bad. I thought they still had one card in hand, but that was just the ponder.
Yeah.
Chose to not shuffle.
Yeah, I think since Murktide is typically the only thing that kills Maverick, I often don't bother pyroing that, but sometimes you have to. Oh man, come on, deck.
Now it's just a case where we kind of have to go upkeep endurance them. Which, to be fair, we're probably not casting those spells anyway.
Yeah. Boy,
But at least keeps Murktide off the field one more turn. Okay. Okay.
We're getting there. We will rebuild. Guess best draw is a Saga if they don't waste us or anything silly here.
Nice. Come on, deck. Oof. We're just jamming Knight.
Yeah, we're just jamming Knight. Savannah, right? Yeah, got the trifecta here.
Oh. I guess I could still have bounce effects, but feeling pretty good.
Holy smokes. And we had the Bog in the deck too.
Yes, I believe so. Just an untap. Fable's pretty sweet, but I think we play Fable here.
I think we play Fable, yeah.
I'm in no rush to like Shadow Sphere or anything.
So either. Yeah, I think we just chill.
Like pretty happy to pay for the days here. Unless they have like double days in response, but don't really care about that. Unless they want to like submerge the Knight.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a bummer, but you know.
Oh, do we get Saga and pay?
I don't mind Saga. It's a little bit riskier, but I'm fine with it.
Wow, that's stuck? Dude.
I did not expect that to stick,
I wonder if they're just trying to get instants in the graveyard.
I never understand those stasis. I guess that was gain 7 life in their mind.
Nice.
We're not going to attack.
There we go. There we go.
So I have a question, right?
Yeah.
So you and XJ got a 4-1 with initiative. Yeah. Does that mean that punishing Fury, Fable, Maverick is as good as initiative?
I think we can put it up there with White Initiative right now, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's if not the best deck, the second, right?
Nice.
Way to go, man. So we beat the decks that we should beat, and then we lost to the deck that we should 50-50 with.
Yeah, for those who weren't around, we went 0-2 against Oopsal Spells, 2-0 against Mono Green Cloudpost, 2-0 against Mono Red Painter, 2-0 against 8cast, and 2-1 against Blue Red Delver. Nice.
I guess at a glance, if you were going to Dougalify this, is there any gut feeling besides Moloch being in the deck?
No, I think Morlock's really nice because even just subtle things like it pitches to both Endurance and Fury is pretty awesome.
Would we have been happier with more copies of Endurance main deck and maybe the Furies in the board?
Yeah, you could definitely do that. Especially seeing you already have like Punfire, Swords, and to some extent Minsk to deal with creatures is pretty sweet. But yeah, like I guess if you do expect more Delver, then Endurance is pretty sweet. Yeah, I guess that's like the best thing about Mav is that you can just do whatever you like. And I think right now you could definitely have arguments for both.
Yeah. I want to give you props. I think you've seen some lines that I didn't see. With especially that Fury with the pun. I
Oh, that was
don't think
sweet.
I would have noticed that. Yeah.
I reckon
Really
if I gave it a
close.
few more seconds, you would have been like, "Wait a second, we can do this."
I don't know, man. I think I would
I
have
know,
just been
I
like,
know.
I would have been jamming out to One Hit Wonder 90 music, and like I think I would have missed it.
So good.
Just would have been mad that Murktide's a card and complained
Mm.
about it.
One thing I
All,
wish I probably did keep a bit of an eye on was when we had Ignobled Hierarch but wanted access to white.
yeah, I think it happened once.
Mm.
I don't remember. I'm definitely gonna watch the replay, but I think it happened once. Thoughts on Saga?
Saga was sweet. Yeah, just gives like, especially when you don't show it in game one, that's when it's really, really nice.
Oh shoot!
It's
He's good.
a little bit like if you're playing like a green-white build with a light splash for either like red or black, and you don't show it game one, it can have a really big advantage in game 2 or 3. And it's the same with Saga, that some people just don't expect Saga out of Maverick, so they don't bring in things like Meltdown or like, I don't know, maybe Kataki out of like a board or something. But
Well, even
yes,
if they do, you might not even have that angle. Like you might be
yeah.
in the deck, but you don't need it or see it.
And I do like that a lot of these targets also just get value straight away, that even if they deal with it, it's like, well, I've already, maybe in response, I've got rid of Haywire, or, I've already exiled the Uro that I cared about with Soul Guide. So that's
It's a
always pretty
hard
cool.
card to. It's a hard card to play too, like because it's a setup card. Like Mystic, you typically just slam it and you go, well, if I untap, I'm cool. But like Saga's, like you never know. Like it's a setup card.
Yeah, I do like it in the night builds though, because you do have that kind of like draw step activation if you really want to get the trigger on ETB and then the trigger again in the same turn on main phase 1.
Yeah, and for those who are looking at the list, we're running 25 lands. What's Maverick? Typically 23,
Yeah,
22.
yeah.
So it's kind of in a creature slot. Is how I treat it. And sometimes you want to tap to add, and you tap it 3 times, and sometimes it's 2 creatures. It just depends.
Yeah, the sagas are nice because it also means you can just kind of like lay back and like build out your hand and just allow the sagas to start trading with removal or the constructs.
If the meta slows down, which I don't think it will, I think it's going to be mono white to the moon. But if it slows down, I do think Saga against blue decks is the way to go. Great seeing you, Kevlish.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Mark, it's been a pleasure. I have another stream in just over an hour with Max Torsion, so I'm going to go get some lunch and get some sun. But yeah, a huge thank you for coming in and for bringing me your deck. This was sweet. I'm really happy we went with a list like this instead of like a kind of like traditional list, and it obviously paid its dividends, which is sweet to see.
Yeah, thanks for doing the spicy thing here. Awesome. Awesome
You're
seeing
welcome.
you, and good luck with the rest of the day. Thank you for the great content.
You're welcome. Would you like to plug where people can find you online?
So I'm Strass Daddy. STRASSDADDY. I mostly do it for the attention at this point. I got a good job. I just really like supporting the community. So Twitch, chat, and people I know. Thank you for showing up here, and hope to see all you more often. And big day ahead, so much more streaming to go. Thank you, Dougal.
You are more than welcome. Yeah, huge thank you to you for coming in. I have Max Distortion in just over an hour with Bant Initiative, and then in 10 hours from now, I have Naya Depths with Jono Yannick, aka Dreadnought 33, which should be pretty sweet. It looks like Punishing Waterfalls is streaming, so I'm going to send you guys over there. But hey, I hopefully catch you in a little bit. Thanks again to all the new followers and the new yeah, subscribers. There we go. If you want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me here. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.